Hi, can everyone hear me?
Just fine. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I apologize. Again, I'm having WebEx issues, so I had to have someone else come in to do the live stream part of it. Good morning, everyone, again. My name is Christine Burke. I'm a public utility law judge with the Public Service Commission. We're here today for the matter of case 95020. It is February 25th, 2021. The case is captioned in the matter of the continuing investigation of the purchase gas adjustment charges of the Easton Utilities Commission. We're here today for an evidentiary hearing. And may I have the appearances of counsel, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Marta Harding on behalf of Easton Utilities Commission.
Good morning, Your Honor. Philip Sheen on behalf of the People's Council.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Annette Garofalo on behalf of Commission staff.
Good morning. Ms. Harding, are there any preliminary matters?
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask that the certificates of publication and social media postings, which I filed in the docket in this case yesterday, be marked for identification as Easton Exhibit 1.
So, Mark, is there any objection to admitting Easton's Exhibit 1 to the record?
No objection from staff.
No objection from the Office of People's Council, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Easton's Exhibit 1, the certificate of publication, will be entered into the record. Ms. Harding, do you have witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I have two witnesses. We'll start with Mr. Crowley. Mr. Crowley, if you could take yourself off mute.
Good morning, Mr. Crowley. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Crowley. Have you reviewed the filing dated January 21st, 2021 of Easton Utility Commission's direct testimony, which is contained in the PSC's online case docket at item number 131 in this case?
Yes, I have.
Does that filing contain a document entitled Direct Testimony of James P. Crowley, the manager of the gas department of Easton Utilities, dated February 25th, 2021?
Yes, it does.
Do you have that document in front of you now?
Yes, I do.
And was that document prepared by you or under your direct supervision and control?
Yes, it was.
Do you have any changes to make to the information contained in the document?
No, I do not.
If I asked you the questions in this testimony today, would your answers be the same?
Yes, I.
And do you adopt this testimony as your sworn testimony in case number 9502?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Your Honor, I would offer Mr. Crowley's direct testimony as Easton Exhibit number 2 and ask that it be admitted into evidence.
Any objection, Mr. Sheehan, to Easton's Exhibit 2 being admitted?
No objection, Your Honor.
Ms. Garofalo?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. The testimony of Mr. James Crowley, pages 1 through 10, will be admitted into the record as Easton's Exhibit 2. Any questions, Mr. Sheehan, for Mr. Crowley?
I have no cross for Mr. Crowley, Your Honor.
Any questions, Ms. Garofalo, for staff?
No questions for Mr. Crowley, Your Honor.
Okay, I just had a quick question. Mr. Crowley, in last year's case, there was testimony supplied that there were 4 interstate pipelines that were providing supply to Easton. This year, I believe on page 4, you indicated that there are 3. Is that a change from last year's case?
Yes, it actually is a change. Our pipeline contracts came up for renewal, and we had a contract. It was a very small contract on Columbia gas transmission that we rarely used. So we turned that capacity back to the pipeline company.
Okay. And do you know what part, when that occurred during the year?
I would have to verify that to be sure, but I believe it was in March or April of 2020.
Thank you. Any questions in light of my question?
OPC has
From
no
OPC?
questions, Your Honor.
Staff has no questions.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Crowley. Ms. Harding?
Thank you, Your Honor. Our second and final witness is Steve Ochi. Steve, if you could take yourself off mute.
Mr. Ochi, could you raise your right hand, please? You swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ochi, have you reviewed the filing dated January 21st, 2021 of Easton Utility Commission's direct testimony, which is contained in the PSC's online case docket in this matter at item number 131?
I have.
Does that filing contain a document entitled The Direct Testimony of Steve Ochi, Chief Financial Officer of Easton Utilities?
It does.
And does that document contain 5 pages, including the cover page of question and answer testimony and 7 pages of exhibits?
It does.
Was this testimony prepared by you or under your direct supervision and control?
It was.
Do you have any changes to make to this document today?
I do not.
And if you were asked the questions contained in this document today, would your answers be the same?
They would be.
And I don't remember if I asked you this. Do you adopt this testimony as your sworn testimony in this case?
I do.
Thank you. Your Honor, I would offer Mr. Ochi's direct testimony as Easton Exhibit 3 in this case for identification, and then would offer it for admission as evidence. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Sheehan, any objection to admitting Mr. Ochi's testimony as Exhibit 3?
No objection, Your Honor.
Any objections from staff?
No objection, Your Honor.
And Mr. Ochi's testimony and attached exhibits will be entered in the record as Exhibit 3. Any questions from People's Counsel for Mr. Ochi?
I have no questions for Mr. Ochi, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Garofalo for staff?
No questions for Mr. Ochi, Your Honor.
Okay. I just had one question about the reason for the overcollection was the lower than projected, I guess, forecast sales for the time period under review. Can you point to any reasons in particular? I'm assuming maybe the pandemic, but wanted to clarify any issues.
Yes, our commercial customer usage was definitely down. We have a number of restaurant clients in our community, and you use gas for heating and cooking, and that was down, as well as some other customers. But yes.
Okay. Any other reasons or?
Yes, as I indicated in my testimony, the actual cost of gas was lower as well than we were forecasting ahead, and so fortunately for our customers, we yielded lower costs than we projected.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from council based on my questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
No questions from staff, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Harding, do you have anything else?
I do not. That ends Easton's case.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sheehan, do you have any witnesses to present?
OPC has no witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. And Ms. Garofalo?
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to have Mark Riley take the stand, the virtual stand.
Thank you. Mr. Riley, could you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury to tell the truth today?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Morning, Mr. Riley. Again, we've seen each other before this morning. Do you have with you a document entitled Direct Testimony and Exhibit of Mark Riley in case number 95020?
Yes, I do.
Does that document consist of 6 pages of testimony, 1 attachment, and 1 exhibit?
Yes.
Was this document prepared by you or under your supervision?
Yes, it was.
And do you have any changes or corrections you would like to make at this time?
No.
If you were asked the same questions contained herein, would your answers be the same?
Yes.
And do you adopt this document as your sworn testimony for purposes of this case?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask that the direct testimony and exhibit of Mark Riley be marked as Staff Exhibit 1.
So Mark?
And I would ask that Staff Exhibit 1 be admitted into evidence.
Okay. Mr. Sheehan, any objection to Mr. Riley's testimony being entered?
No objection, Your Honor.
Ms. Harding, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Riley's direct testimony, pages 1 through 7 and exhibits will be marked and admitted as Staff's Exhibit 1.
Thank you, Your Honor. The witness is available for cross-examination.
Mr. Sheehan, do you have any questions?
I have no questions for Mr. Riley, Your Honor.
Ms. Harding, do you have any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any questions for Mr. Riley either. Thank you. Do you have another witness, Mr. Garofalo?
I do, Your Honor. Staff would like to have Afton Hauer sworn so that she can submit her testimony.
Ms. Hauer, can you raise your right hand?
Do me a
Please?
favor. We've got people with their microphones on. Could you turn them off?
Okay, Ms. Hauer, are you unmuted?
Yep.
Yes, you are. Okay, can you raise your right hand? And could you I'm sorry, say and spell your first and last name?
Afton Hauer, A, F as in Frank, Tonhauer.
Thank you. Do you swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Hauer.
Good morning.
Ms. Howard, do you have two documents with you, each titled Direct Testimony and Exhibits of Afton Hauer and dated February 16th, but one labeled confidential version and one labeled a public version?
I do.
And they each consist of 8 pages of text and 3 exhibits. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, and are these documents identical with the exception that the public version has certain information contained in the confidential version that's been redacted?
Yes.
Do you have any changes or corrections you would like to make to either document at this time?
No.
If you were asked the same questions contained in this testimony, would your answers be the same?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would, do you adopt these documents as your sworn testimony for purposes of this proceeding?
Yes, I do.
Your Honor, I would like at this time to ask that the direct testimony and exhibits of Afton Hauer public version be marked as Staff Exhibit 2, and that the direct testimony and exhibits of Afton Hauer public version be marked as Staff Exhibit 2-C.
So Mark, any objections to admitting the 2 and 2C for staff?
No objections.
Objection, Your Honor.
2 and 2C, because it was hard to hear you.
Yes, I'm sorry, Exhibit 2 and Exhibit 2C of staff. Any objection? Mr. Sheehan?
No objection from
Thank
OPC,
you.
Your Honor.
And from Ms. Harding? I think
No
I told you.
objection.
Thank you. Staff's Exhibit 2 and 2C will be admitted to the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. The witness is available for cross-examination.
Mr. Sheehan, do you have any questions for Ms. Hauer?
I have no questions for Ms. Hauer, Your Honor.
Ms. Harding?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have no questions of Ms. Hauer either. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. Is that the end of staff's presentation?
The staff has no further witnesses, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Appreciate it. And hopefully next time I won't have so many technical issues. Thank you for bearing with me today.
Thank you.
Off the record, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Bye.